Hi everyone, welcome back to Northern Line Junction. This is episode 1 of Northern Line TMD and I'm back in the loft. So, long story short, I've been doing Leven Valley down in the garage, and I was going to do Northern Line TMD also in the garage, but after getting it out and sort of playing around with the room, it was just too busy in there. Too much going on. I can't really work on Leven Valley when Northern Line TMD is up and vice versa. So I've got the white rose boards here, and I originally bought some sawhorses, a couple here, one there, and I was gonna run it sort of along here, this sort of section that I've had flooring built, but it's just, yeah, it's just not great. It's too tight. These two here, the red and the yellow one, they're supposed to be the same size and they're not. So I got these from these red ones from B&Q, so I'm going to take these back. And basically what I'm doing is I'm now clearing all this out because I'm going to put it along the top. I'm going to have a couple of beams. I'm going to sit it along the top. I think it'll be all right there. Although it's quite high, I think it might be quite cool to have it up here. I'll have storage underneath, and yeah, we're just going to see how it goes. So I'll come back to you in a second when I have a better idea of what I'm going to do. I don't want to start drilling holes in them, to be honest. It's a bit of a farce on as well to get the boards in and out, and when it's got scenery on and then I eventually take them to shows, it's just going to be a nightmare. So my plan is I'm going to have it on the floor. Like, why not? I can sit on the floor and do it. There's plenty of room. I just need to move them last couple of bits there. I'll have plenty of room. Why not? I'll get a bit of some old carpet or something like that, and yeah, I think that'll be the better idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crack on. I'm going to paint the top of this and go from there. Once that's painted and dried, I'll be able to start laying track. I want to, this sort of layout is going to be a lot quicker than Leven Valley. Leven Valley is going to be one of them layouts that I sort of do little bits at a time. I don't, because it's sort of, it's not entirely going to be accurate in terms of how a freight station and it's based on it. I sort of still want to try and get it as close as I can to it. So I need to take things a lot slower. So with this layout here, this TMD layout, it doesn't have to be totally accurate and totally to my plan. I can sort of change bits as I go along and just see what looks good and what doesn't. So yeah, I think it's going to be good. I think this won't take me as long. Obviously, I don't want to rush it. I'll do bits and pieces, and it's the summer, so I'm going to be out a lot and not in the loft as much. But yeah, we'll see how it goes, I guess. What I'm wanting to do up in that corner where that green box is there, I'm going to make that into a little, either there or here, probably over there. I'm going to turn that into sort of like a little desk area, just so I can do things on there instead of going to the garage, you know, like little bits like painting and fitting decorders and fitting accessory packs to locos and stuff like that, really. So yeah, so I best get cracking painting this then. Right, so I've just finished painting it. It literally took me 2 minutes. Chuck some paint in the tub with a roller. And yeah, it looks pretty good. It makes a massive difference painting it, by the way. Huge difference, but you can see the sides here, they still need painting. I'll do them eventually. But for now, that'll do. It's just a base layer at the end of the day. But it does look good. So I'm going to give that, what, 24 hours or so to dry. I've got to go to the Monday night club meeting now anyway, so yeah, it's looking good. Come back tomorrow and be able to start laying track, well, cork down track. I've actually got the, if this is no good, I'll bring it up on the, oh, it's not too bad. So this section here, this is the fiddle yard section. This is going to be barriered off. We're going to have some wood that barriers that off so you can't see that, and then I'll probably have some retaining walls or something going around here and here, and then a bridge there, and then I don't know what I'm going to do with the background here. So we'll probably start that section off tomorrow. Now I've got a 3-way point in Insel Frog and Electro Frog. I'm going to probably use Electro Frog 1, but I don't think I'm going to wire up point motors for this because it's behind. I can switch them myself. And it's just like, you need 2 point motors, and I'd rather spend the money on something else, so I'm probably not going to do that. I'll probably just do them by hand. Makes sense, really. So yeah, we'll just crack on, let this dry, and you'll see you next. I'm starting to put some track down. So we've come quite far now in terms of the layout. I haven't been really recording much because it's hot and I just sort of want to crack on, but we have actually started to get quite a bit of track down now. In terms of sort of both boards, I've took the third board off there, just so it gives me more access to sort of like get down and level and make sure it's all sort of straight. But basically what I've done is I have basically copy dexed all of the cork sheeting. That's all pretty much dry now. The fiddle yard there where you see the nuclear flask wagons there, that track is now down and it's not moving. I've used pins for that because just for quickness really, and you're not going to see it in the fiddle yard, so I'm not really too concerned really in terms of using pins. I mean, there's nothing wrong with using pins. I just sort of like to see the track with no pins. It's just my preference really. So as you can see here, the points are now sort of, the wires have been soldered onto the track. You can see that there. But by the time I weather the track, you'll hardly notice. If not, you probably won't notice at all. So the wires are just dangling underneath the board. Once the track's down and copy decks, that's when I will sort of do all these concrete sleeper pieces of track in terms of soldering wire onto them. What I tend to do is strip quite a bit of wire. I'll show you in the next video or whenever I get to start wiring, but basically I strip quite a bit of wire and solder it to the sides of the track and then drop it in, so then all you can see is like the silver wire. And then by the time you weather it and all that, you really don't see it because you use fine wire. What else have we been doing? So this is my nuclear flask wagon, well, wagons. They just fit into the fiddle yard, so I'm concerned that having a local one at the end to pick them up is not going to fit in, but I can sort of make that track a little bit longer in the centre, and I'll just, if they ever do come in to the fiddle yard, I'll just have the loco sitting on the freeway point there, and then I'll just take the loco off. I think that's the way I'm going to do things, unless I extend the fiddle yard, which I think will just look a bit silly. Sort of my error, really. I should have sort of measured them. I thought they would fit, but they do. It just means I have to take the loco off at this point here if I want to bring some out from the other two fiddle yards, but we'll see. Maybe these two spaces either side the points, I might just put a bit of track just to sit a loco on. Not wide up or anything, just sit it there, or maybe put a bit like a shelf above that third lane on the right, on the back of the back scene, just to put a few locos there. But yeah, it's getting there. I purposely took out the sleepers here because I know I'm going to put two copper sleepers in there, but I'll show you that in a later video when I come to do that. That just basically means what I'll do is I'll put two copper sleepers down, one either side the break in the baseboard. I'll nail them down and glue them, and then I'll solder the tracks to them and then cut in between. I'm pretty certain if you're watching this YouTube video, you've probably seen a lot of YouTubers do it, but if you haven't, I'll probably go through that as well. But yeah, it's starting to get there now. We just got to keep going. It's quite hot up in the loft. It's one of the things I sort of like issues in coming up and actually doing something. I've not touched this. I've actually put this sort of section here that you can see on in an hour, if not a bit less. That's including putting the cork down and everything. So it doesn't take long when you're up here, but it's just the heat, man. And I'm sort of busy with a few other things, a few other adventures in life, so I've just not really had loads of time to get up here. But yeah, we just keep blasting away. In terms of, I'm just wobbling on now, but in terms of leaving Valley, I do try and get in there sometimes, but I sort of on the back burner because I sort of want to get this. Basically, I should have started the TMD layout first, but I started off with leaving Valley and I didn't even have a TMD layout in my mind, and then it came into my mind that I've got like boxes and boxes of locos that are modern era, and I never know when I'm going to be moving, so I just thought I need to build some sort of TMD layout because I want to run something. And I know leaving Valley is one of them projects that's going to take quite a few years, I reckon 2 or 3 years minimum. So I wanted to get this down because basically once the track down, the scenery is not that hard. It's only concrete and stone and loads of different other bits. I've pretty much got all the scene craft sort of buildings and stuff. I'm trying to think where they are. I think they're in one of them boxes there, but I've sort of got all the diesel depot scene craft items that you can get, so it shouldn't take too long. But yeah, I'm going to crack on with the rest of this track. I need to get that point soldered because that was one of the ones I didn't do. And then I've got to cut it just the other side of that. And then when that's in, I'll have to start doing the rest of the points along here. Have I got a plan? My plan was kicking around somewhere, and I'm not quite sure where I've put it. Plan. What's here? So if you don't know if you can remember the plan, but this is the plan. So I've sort of got all of this in, this point, and these two. So I need to get the next two in here, which are sort of going there. And then I need to bring a long piece down to here, just past where the brake is, and then there'll be the third board to do. But I can't do any of this here until I put the third board back on and glued all this track down so it's all straight and level. So yeah, so I'm going to crack on with that now. Right, a bit more has changed. I've created this little mock-up sort of desk, just a couple of sawhorses and this old desktop that I had from IKEA. So I've just cut it up and I've literally, if I scoot back, I've literally just put it at the end. The track's here. I go all the way back. It's just right at the end, and it's. I never want to leave. I never want to leave now. I'm loving it. I'm just currently doing some points. Basically, just wiring them up. So basically, these are electrofrog points, code 100. Basically, what I do is, I don't know if you can see. Be able to see there's a wire there on the left. If I just point to just here, there's a wire on the left, and I've took this one off. I don't know the ins and outs as to why you do it, but basically you take them off. I think it's to separate the frog from the main electric, and you let the frog wire determine what the power is on the frog. So yeah, this is your frog here, and basically you take them two little wires off. That separates the electric, where I'm gonna tie in on these four here, and the frog, which is this wire here, that's where you connect it up, and then you, depending on what point mode you've got, I'm going DCC Concepts, IP Digitals. You connect that up, and then when the point switches, it'll switch the polarity. So yeah, I'm starting this one. I've just put some stuff on now, solder. I'm going to solder these wires in. So let's crack on. Right, so I've finally, well, this is as far as I've got at the minute. I've run out of cork. So I'm just currently laying down the points that I have and where I think the truck's going to go on. I think it looks pretty cool, if I say so myself. Got a few Scenecraft items already. Got a few more boxed up. But it's getting there. This is probably how I'm going to have the track for now, unless I change my mind. But that bit, this point here, there's going to be sort of a rundown right to the end, because basically the nuclear flask wagons that I have are going to get brought down here, fit into there, and then there's going to be like a depot section, where that sort of tool box thing is with the drill bits in. Also a few other bits up there. I'm going to have a DRS engine shed, and that's where all my DRS is going to sit, because primarily DRS is the ones that sort of haul the nuclear flask wagon, so it sort of makes sense. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I just wanted to show you my desk a bit more, because I don't really think I got into too much detail. It's a bit of a mess at the minute, so I'll just move these bits out of the way. Basically, on the desk as well, I've also got this little track one switched on. If you just see there, I think it's a Cura scale. It's a little buffer stop, but it also has a light on, so I know when the track's live. Obviously it's normally dead straightforward because I'll have plugged it in, but it's just if I forget when I switch the light off, I'll still see that red light on. So that's something I wanted to just put on there, just so I know in future. I've set up a little gauge master controller for DC operated locos, and I've also set it up for DCC as well. Don't know where the wire has gone, because I was setting it to DC, because I just tested a new loco. I wish I had it on me, but I don't. But it's 42085 for Leven Valley, so I finally got that. So yeah, that's where I'm at really at the minute. I've also got this, which I think is cool. It cost me 15 quid off eBay. It's a Fairburn rust bucket sort of loco, so I want to put that on Northern Line Northern Line TMD, just as a little tip of the hat sort of thing towards Leven Valley. So I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave the video at this point. Just purely because I've still got quite a lot to do, and I don't want to sort of keep bringing out little updates. I want to try and do more updates regularly. I know I've only been posting like every, oh, my way to that bike goes, sounds pretty cool. But no, I want to sort of do more regular videos. I've noticed I've only been uploading every 2 months or so. So yeah, I want to do more videos regularly, if that makes sense, as well as also doing review videos. I know I've sort of got a light box now to be able to do that, so they're going to be coming soon. And yeah, is there anything else I've been getting up to? I have had a little sort out, but it's a bit of a mess. I have been sorting out my boxes. So the locos at the top there's the ones without DCC chips. So I know that's what I need to get next when I go to shows and things. And yeah, I think the next show is going to be the Great Electric Train Show. So if anyone's watching and wants to say hi, let me know. And yeah, I'd love to expand my friendship within the community. Maybe speak to some other YouTubers, get some tips from them if they're there. But yeah, anyway guys, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'm up to 19 subscribers now, which is crazy. I remember when I had 1, and I know it doesn't sound a lot, but to me it's a bit mental that 19 people have decided to subscribe to me. So thank you for them 19 people that have. Hopefully I can get to 100 one day. That'd be fantastic. And yeah, thanks for watching guys. Cheers.